Hey guys, TexAgs Rewind, David Nuno and Olin Buchanan. I know you've had a lot of success on TikTok, but now you're taking your time here to YouTube, your first YouTube appearance.
It is. This exciting, I guess. I don't. What is this TikTok you speak of?
I thought you had an account there. I think you do the some of the flossing on there. Hey, today on the show, Derrick Frazier, D-Fray as I call him, he gave us a story about when he thought he was going to be drafted by the Dallas Cowboys, but it was actually the Eagles, and the phone call he had and the kind of heartbreak with that. Chris Gordy, who's a big LSU guy in Houston, also is assistant program director for Sports Talk 790. He says the Aggies are in the driver's seat for maybe a national championship. And this is a guy who didn't think they should have been in the playoffs last year, so that was interesting. Tim Brando on this not being A&M's year, and the message boards are lit, ladies and gentlemen, and get to know LSU. What did you want to get into?
Well, Tim Brando is a guy that has a lot of following, has a lot of credentials. I think he has a lot of LSU in him. He's a Louisiana guy, so I wouldn't be surprised at that. I don't know if A&M's in the driver's seat, but they're certainly in the car.
They're in the car. All right, and what about there's another topic you wanted to get into. What was it?
Yeah, didn't you want to ask me about my political thoughts?
We're not doing political
Looking at this note, is this true that the Eagles drafted you with a pick obtained from the Oilers?
That's what I heard. I'll tell you a quick story, too, about this. I think I was picked 74, 75. I can't remember the exact number. I was on the phone with the Cowboys. They had 76 or 77. It was somewhere right there with the Cowboys. Stephen Jones. They say, well, we're drafting you next pick. So my agent gets a call from the Eagles at 74. I think it was 74 or whatever, and said, hey, look, we're taking you. So while I'm on the phone, excited about, potentially staying in Texas, they had already said, we're going to team you up with your guy, Kevin Smith. He's been great since he's been here. I'm right at home. I can't be more excited, to be honest with you. Cowboys, even though I wasn't a Cowboys fan, I'm from Texas.
Right.
It's America's team. It was all set up, and bam, I get a phone call and say the Eagles say we're taking you. So I have to go from immediate elation to, damn, I'm going to the Eagles.
Am I remembering correctly? And I'm going to give you a chance to explain why you thought that at time. And now revisionist history, do you still stick with that thought from last year?
Yeah, my only thought was what A&M had looked like most of the year. Like, this was their best team that they had in many years. You had Kellen Mond, the seasoned veteran. I expected them to blow people out. They beat LSU 20-7 at home after LSU embarrassed them the year before. Like, this was your chance to take it to LSU, beat them 49-7, let them know how it feels. And I felt like we didn't see that from A&M last year. Had they been, and style points matter. It does with the playoff committee. This isn't the BCS where it's just computers and numbers. Like, you got to impress people. And I felt at times last year, you beat Auburn by 11, you beat the snot out of Tennessee. But I feel like if A&M had been blowing everybody out after that Bama loss, I feel like they would have earned enough credit to get in. Look, I think it's set up this year perfectly for A&M. I keep saying that Week 6 game against Bama, man, I've been in a Pat Kyle field. I've been there where it's sold out and loud. I think A&M's got as best a shot this year as any.
The fact that A&M is in the conversation again, and that Jimbo has put them as one of those teams that can sneak into that. I hate to use the word sneak in, but that they've arrived in that point.
Well, sure, the big picture is great. Okay, I'm not suggesting to you that I think that they're not as good as they're ballyhooed to be. I think the program itself, big picture, is in great shape. Alabama's dominance is going to be tested severely, not just by A&M, but by LSU. And by the way, while we're at it, let's not forget Corral is probably going to be the first quarterback taken in the NFL draft, and he's over there with Lane Kiffin, who's putting together some ball plays, and they're going to beat somebody that's really good. And Arkansas was one of the most improved football teams a year ago. These are teams all in the same division. You cannot run and hide. Somebody can catch up to somebody and win a game that they're not supposed to win. And Alabama's done a much better job of dodging that issue than either A&M or LSU through the years, even when they've been great, or coming off great seasons. Stockpiling the talent and being able to go out and compete at the highest level every year is a very difficult thing to do. You've got a quarterback whisperer there, and either one of those two kids, you're right, could be better than I think they are. But what I'm saying to you is they may be in a position to beat Alabama and to be a dominant program 2-3 years down the road. I just don't think this year is the year. Okay. So let's be clear. Brando is high on A&M, but I don't think they're of championship quality in 21.
I don't have their schedule in front of me, but I believe they open. Is it UCLA they open?
UCLA, that's a win. And then they play McNeese and Central Michigan, and I think those will win. So they're 3-0 to start. They go to Mississippi State, probably win there, and then a bad Auburn team in Kentucky. I think they're 6-0 with Florida coming into town. And I would probably say Florida. They go to Ole Miss. I'm going to take LSU over Ole Miss. They'll lose to Alabama. Yep. They'll beat Arkansas. They'll beat ULM, and I'm going to take A&M. And I think they're a 9-3 team.
9-3 team. Okay. So, and you said you think they do beat A&M, is what you said?
No, I don't think they beat A&M.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think they're that team that could compete and also could have it's like one of those, like, it could go really well for them, or they could be a disaster. I could see a dumpster fire, and if it's a dumpster fire, it's going to happen quick.
Well, I think the black cloud that's following now and the controversy is going to be hovering, and I wonder if that becomes a distraction for players and coaches, and maybe there's a game or two that you're not as focused as you should be, and so an opponent that you think you're going to beat sneaks up and beats you, and then that results in a deterioration, and then all of a sudden you're looking at a 7-5 season. I think that's possible.
It's been my lifelong dream to ask Olin to say, hit the like button.
Hit the like button.
Yeah, subscribe.
Subscribe, please.
To our YouTube channel.
Channel, yeah.
What else we try? Anything else we got to say?
Gig 'em? I don't know.
Gig 'em. Go to TexAgs.com/subscribe.